welcome back to my channel. So what is the topic of today? Well, we are at the end of December 2016 and I'm here to talk to you about my final 2016 project panning / makeup inventory update. So if you guys are not aware, in the beginning of the year I took a makeup inventory of everything I own beauty wise, and I took my first one in January, and then I took an updated one mid-year in June, and to see my progress on how I am using up products and how I am trying to keep my product count a little bit lower than what they were, because they were pretty crazy numbers. So well, some of them were pretty crazy numbers. Some of them weren't too bad, but there were some that were, oof, girl, I got some like hoarding issues, let's just say. So it's normal for a girl who is obsessed with makeup, or even a guy who's obsessed with makeup. A lot of you probably who are watching this video have that problem too, because you love playing with makeup in general. So you tend to collect. You don't realize things you're not using, or you don't want things to go bad before you use them up. And so this is what this project is about. So my project pan / makeup inventory combined is just basically showing you my numbers from the beginning of the year to the middle of the year to the end of the year, if I've improved in my numbers, and if I've improved or I went up. So I basically failed. I have to say, after doing this activity on a every 6-month basis, it kind of gives me a perspective on what I have in my collection, the things I don't need to purchase, the things that I might need to purchase on a regular basis that I don't hoard. And I did not include toothpaste, because I don't really hoard toothpaste, to be totally honest. I only have one backup in my beauty regime, so that when I finish my toothpaste tube, I have one waiting for me to open. So I don't really hoard toothpaste, like hygiene in that sense. I do hoard like body washes and stuff like that, which you'll see in my long list of categories. But I mean, you're going to see the progress that I have in all these categories, and you're going to see, mostly improvements. There have been a couple that kind of lingered around the same number, but I'm just going to just dive in, because this is going to be a long video of me talking and explaining my numbers. So the first category is foundation. So foundation, in the beginning of the year, I counted 18 foundations in my collection. That is a lot. In January of last year was 18. Now mid-year in June I counted 20, so I went up by 2. However, I really improved a lot by this month, which is December. I went down to 14. So my final number is 14 foundations. From the beginning of the year, I was at 18, went up to 20, and then I went down to 14. So, I finished about 5, and I think 1 or 2 of those foundations, about 3/4 of the way through the bottle, they actually ended up going bad, so I had to throw them out with about 1/4 left. But I used up quite a good amount, so I'm actually really proud that I did go down at the end. So I'm right now currently sitting at 14 foundations. Next is BB and CC creams. I'm not a huge fan of BB and CC creams. I prefer full coverage foundation. I'm actually wearing a BB cream today, surprisingly, but that's only because my skin is actually cooperating with me. Usually when my skin is not doing its best, and overall, I won't wear a BB cream, because it is a more thinner, less full coverage type of product. So I started in January of last year at 6. In June, I was at 6. I remained at 6. And then finally, at December, I went down to 4. So I finished 2 this year, which was a definite bonus. Third category is concealer. So concealer, you guys, I honestly... oh man. So I counted at 14 concealers in January of 2016. By June, I was at 17 concealers. I'm not sure how that happened. I think I must have gotten deluxe size samples from Sephora in that time frame. So, I was trying to focus on using those up as well. And then by December, which is this month, I'm down to 13 concealers. So, I went down 4. So that's pretty good. I'm actually really proud of myself. And some of the categories, depending on the type of product it is, I may have given some stuff away just because I would never get to it before it goes bad, and I didn't want it to get, bad. So, and I'll let you know what those categories are, because I think they're coming up if I'm not mistaken. I'll let you know what those categories are. But yeah, so for concealers, I wear concealer every day. It's not something that I don't use. So for me to use it every day, it's easy for me to get through very easily. Number 4, single face powders. So these are like your skin tone powder, not bronzer, just your skin tone powder to set your face. I started off at 9 in January. By June, I was at 8, and now I'm down to 7. So I finished 2 this year. Face powders can be a little bit more difficult to use. Even though I use it every day, it is a compact powder. It's not a loose powder. And usually those do take a little longer to use. But to have 2 finished in a year, that's pretty good, because usually the MAC Studio Fix powder takes me about a year to finish. So, girl, for me to finish 2, I'm really impressed with myself, just saying. So, number 5 category, single bronzers. I started off at 15. By June, I was down to 14. And then by December, I was down to 12. So, I definitely went down by 3, this year. So I use bronzer every day, regardless if it's wintertime, summertime, springtime. I'm always using bronzer. It doesn't make a difference. I use it to contour, warm up my face. It's a daily use for me, so it was easy to go through bronzer. So I'm down to 12, which is good. I did not increase that number, thank God. Category 6, lip gloss. So I had a total of 30 lip glosses at the start of January, which is unreal because I don't really even wear lip gloss as much as I used to. I went down to 20 lip glosses in June, and this was one of the categories that there were some lip glosses I owned that they weren't even opened yet. So I did take some of those and I did donate them to friends and family that, could use them and put good use to them before they expire. So by December of this year, of 2016, I'm now down to a total of 10 lip glosses. And I don't think I'll be buying any more lip glosses this year unless I finish some more, because I'm not a lip gloss person. Unless I'm using a gloss for, to make my lips look bigger, which I don't know, I just prefer matte lips. It's so much easier for me to just throw on and forget about. So, lip glosses at 10, I probably won't repurchase any more until I, get rid of the ones I do have. So those will definitely be in a project pan in 2017 for sure. Category 7, face primers. So I had 6 in January. By June, I was still at 6, and by December, I'm down to 4. So I finished 2, which is great. Face primers do take a little bit longer to use up, especially if you're only using face primers for your T-zone, because you're not using as much product. So I'm actually really happy that I was able to finish 2 primers in a year. That is pretty dang good. Number 8, eye primers, and this includes paint pots. So I started off at 14 eye primers, and by June I was at 12 eye primers, and now my final number is 8 eye primers. So I'm really impressed. It's a very, very big improvement from 14 down to 8 at the end of the year. A lot of those eye primers that were in this count were very much deluxe size samples, because most of those were deluxe size samples for me. I am down to 1 normal eye primer, and the rest are paint pots. So about 7 paint pots by MAC. And, to be totally honest, I prefer the paint pots. They just seem to work well with my skin, my eyes. That's just me. I don't foresee me purchasing any more eye primers in the next couple of years. As long as I have my paint pots and they're still in functioning order, I'm pretty happy with that. Category number 9 is eyeliner. And eyeliner has been a definite challenge for me. I wear eyeliner most of the time, every day that I wear makeup, but, sometimes I don't wear it if I'm in a rush. But in January, I started with 56 eyeliners. Sounds so retarded. 56 eyeliners. Who the hell is going to go through 56 eyeliners? Like, all you really need is maybe 3 or 4 basic colors and maybe 1 pop of color in your collection and you're good. But yes, I was at 56 in January. In June, I was down to 51, so I did drop 5 in 6 months. And then my final eyeliner number is now 38. That is correct, 38. So I did a quite big improvement from 56. I did have a couple eyeliners that were brand new, never used, that I did give away to people who could use them more than I could. Just because I had the same colors. Most of my eyeliners are like black. I have a few bronzy ones, but the ones that I had that are black, and I had dupes of in other companies, I just decided to give to friends and family. They could use it more than I could before it expires. So that did help me drop my number a little bit. But I have been using eyeliner, every day, and most of the time it's gel liner. Sometimes it's liquid. Sometimes it's just a regular stick liner for like a quick line. But yeah, I'm really impressed with that progress there. 13 lip liners. I went up by 13 lip liners in a whole year. That's because I did make some purchases with the Kylie Cosmetic lip kits, and when I ended up purchasing the Chocolate Wasted liquid lipstick on my lips, I did try to find the perfect chocolate lip liner. It was really difficult for me to find, and I did pick up a couple of lip liners. So, I picked up one from Polito, one from NYX, one from, I can't remember where else. I'm having a little bit of a brain fart. But, that's where the increase came from. So it doesn't matter. I wear lip liners every time I wear lipstick. They get used. It's not the end of the world. Lip liners don't, for my personal lip liners, don't seem to dry out for me, so I'm pretty lucky that way. So, I rotate them out in my collection. The number will go down eventually, not a big deal. Mascara is my 11th category. So, mascara, I was at 17 in January. June, I went down to 16, and then finally, I went down to 12 in December, so I'm at 12 officially. And that number is currently going down as we speak. It's just, I don't need all this mascara at once. They dry out, especially mascara is the number one thing to dry out all the time first. Sometimes even if it's not been opened. So that's why I have to be a little more careful when I'm making purchases of mascara. I'm trying to get down to a reasonable goal where I have maybe two backups, maybe 3 backups at the very least, or at the very most, and then, as I go down and further, like, to 0, I'll just replenish those 3 backups. But I don't want any more than that in the future, just because they do dry up, and then they don't work the way you want them to, and it's a waste of money. So, I'm learning my lessons, ladies and gents, learning my lessons. So, my 12th category is brow products. I was at 7 in January. I went up to 12 in June. I can't remember why. I must have picked up, a couple extra brow whizzes or, as backups during the sale. So, not a big deal. I also probably picked up a couple of brow whiz dupes at the drugstore to try out for reviews. But, at the end of the day, it's now December and my number's down to 5. So, from 7, I went up to 12. Now I'm down to 5. So, it's kind of like from 12 to 5, that's actually pretty good. I used up more than half of my brow products during the year. I did give away one brow product to my mom, and it was an Anastasia brow powder. Was it a brow powder? I can't remember. It was a powder for brows. I just don't know if it was the Anastasia one or if it was, oh no, it was a Sigma one. It was a Sigma brow powder, and I really didn't enjoy it, so I just passed it along to her. So category 13 is lip balms. Now, I was at 35 lip balms in January. In June, I was at 30, so I went down 5. And now, I am currently at 22. 22. So, that's pretty good. 35 to 25 is 10. 24, 23, 20. So, I went down about 13 lip balms, which is not hard for me to do just because I put a lip balm literally by every place that I sit. So, like, by my bed, by my makeup stand. I even put one in my car door when I'm driving. I put one at my desk at work on my keyboard. So I use them, every single few minutes to help keep hydration in my lips, especially if I'm not wearing a liquid lip, because in the wintertime, my lips get super, 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 super chapped, and I always have to constantly smother my lips in, Vaseline, lip balm, whatever the case is. So that one is not hard to get down in the winter, like the colder months for me. So I'm not surprised that I did really good improvements there. The good thing is I didn't go up, so that is the main thing. So category 15 is lipsticks. Whew. Now lipsticks, I started at 155. I was down to 151 in June, and now I am finally at 135. Now, you're probably thinking, girl, 135 lipsticks? Are you insane? Keep in mind, these lipsticks include your regular lipsticks, your liquid lipsticks. I did not separate those two categories. It's a lipstick. One's liquid, one's solid. They're combined. I got 135 of them combined together. So, my thing now is that when I'm doing a lipstick purchase, I will declutter a lipstick before I buy another one. Why? Because I have a few of older lipsticks that are, they just don't. If I'm not using them, I might as well either give them to my mom to use before they expire, or something like that. I am really impressed that I went down. I went down by 20 lipsticks. From 155 to 135 was my final number. So that's pretty good. Went down 20 lipsticks. I did give a lot of them away. I didn't finish 20 lipsticks, so don't even think that I finished 20 lipsticks in a year. That's impossible. There was a few that I did throw away because they were expired. Like they were sweating, they smelled bad. But there were also lipsticks that I had that were still good. I just had the same color in a different company formula. So I did give some away. I did throw some away, but at the end of the day, my number went down, and that's all I care about. Number 16 is highlighter. So I went from 12 to 19. So 12 in January, 19 to June, and now I'm at 20 highlighters in December. I think it's because I am obsessed with the Becca Skin Perfectors by Becca Cosmetics, and I did increase my number of highlighters this year by a few, only because I'm starting to learn that I like more of a powder highlighter opposed to a liquid highlighter. I do have a couple of liquid highlighters that are included in this category, but I'm going to see if I can try and use those as much as I can before I let them go, because they are getting to that expiration date. But yeah, I did go up in highlighters, but I don't mind, because my intention this year for highlighters was that I did want to go up, just because I do use highlighter a hell of a lot. So I'm okay with that. Number 17 category is nail polish. Now, this one was a big one. I have been collecting nail polish for years. I started off with 300 nail polishes. That is crazy, 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 crazy. I had a heart attack when I counted them in January of last year. It was so unreal. So, come June, I actually was able to decrease my number to 245 nail polishes. That's about 55 nail polishes moved out of my collection. The ones that were bad I threw away. The ones that were still good, I just had duplication of colors in other formulas. I just gave away to friends and family. And then in December, I'm finally down to 213. So there's still a bit of work that needs to be done there. I'm noticing that I don't really gravitate I don't have a lot of sparkle nail polishes, but I'm noticing that my taste in color of nails have changed over the years, and some of my old colors just don't do it for me anymore. So I, every 6 months I go through my collection, see what I haven't used in the last 6 months, and then I pass it on to somebody who would be able to use it. So yeah, the main thing is that I'm finally down to 213 from 300, which is a freaking amazing. That's like, I don't know, in about 80 nail polishes moved out of my collection, so that's great. This number will definitely drop again for 2017, because I don't feel comfortable with 213 nail polishes. I want to go down more. There's no need for me to have that many. Just no. Anyways, moving on. Category 18 is body lotions. So I was at 55, then I was at 50. So I went down 5. And now I'm at 40. So I went down another 10. So in total for the year, I went down 15 lotions, which is freaking amazing. A couple of them I did give away, just because there's no way I could finish 50 lotions in a year. Like, before they go bad, that's not going to happen. So there was a couple I did give away, but a lot of them I did use up, and I did give you guys my feedback in my empties. So, definite progress there as well. Body wash is number 19. I started off at 13 in January. In June, I was at 11, and now I'm at 9. Thank God the numbers are going down. As long as most of the numbers are going down, I have no problem. Facial moisturizer is number 20. So I have started off in January with 12. It remained at 12 in June. because I was getting a lot of deluxe size sample moisturizers. So every time I finished a full size, I would replace it with my deluxe. So like the number kind of plateaued for a while. Oh no, no, I didn't get. Yeah, did I get deluxe size samples? Yeah, you know what, I did for moisturizer. I was thinking cleansers, but no, moisturizer for sure. So it plateaued. It remained the same through to June, and um, I'm now at 13 moisturizers, which is really crazy. Um, Facial moisturizers I have an obsession with because my skin is quite dry. I can go through moisturizer very, very quickly because I use it day and night, every day. And come the winter, I use it a lot more, like a lot more, what's the word? Freely. Like I use a heavy hand with it. So, 13 moisturizers I know I could definitely bring down over the next, like 6 months or so, but I'm not really in any rush to because it's an okay number for me. Like I remember I used to have way more than that in the previous year. I think in 2015 or 2014 I used to have like 25 moisturizers, which was so surreal. So being like down to 12, 13 number, I'm okay with that for now. 21 facial cleansers and scrubs. So I started off with 25. I went down to 21 in June, and then in December I am finally at number 13. 13 cleansers and scrubs. So I'm doing very well, I have to say. 10, 11, 12. So but I went down 13 of them. 12 or 13, something like that. So, you know, again, more improvements there. Number 22, eye makeup removers. So I was at 6 in January, I went down to 5 in June, and now I'm down to 4. So we're good there. I like 4. 4 is a good number for me. I think I always be comfortable with 4 just because, you know, it's not like it's too much that is overtaking your cupboard, but you have enough that could last you in case, you know, you forget to go to the mall one day or you get sick for a week or two and you can't get out. You know, at least you have a couple that you can definitely use before you have to go back out in the world. 23. Category 23. Makeup remover wipes. I was at 4. Then I went up to 11 in June, and then now I'm back down to 9. So I started off with only 4, and now I ended up with 9. To be honest, you guys, makeup remover wipes are a staple in my beauty routine. I need makeup remover wipes every time I take off my makeup at night. It's something that is a staple in my day-to-day life. If I don't have them, I feel lost. Like, I know this sounds really cliche and really stupid, but I really need a makeup remover wipe to start off my makeup removal routine. So, the fact that I have 9, I go through those like water. Sometimes I use two towelettes a day depending on the situation. So I'm really not worried because those definitely get used up and finished fast. Category 24, shampoo. Started off with 15 in January. I went down to 12 in June. Now I'm at 8 is my final number. And I like that my number is going down because shampoo is just something that you don't really need backstock of, especially because I personally don't use shampoo as fast as other products. That's just me. Conditioner, I was at 8 in January. I went up to 9 in June, and now I'm down to 5. So, again, at the end of the day, the number went down, so I'm good there. Category 26, hair masks. So I was at 16 in January, went down to 12 in June, and now I'm currently at 10. So I basically finished 6 hair masks this year, which is great because hair masks I only use maybe once a week, if that, sometimes once every other week, depending on, you know, the situation of my hair. But, you know, to finish 6 is great. Category 27, hair serums. I did not move in this department. I had 3 I had 3 hair serums from January. I continue to remain with 3 in June, and I still have 3 hair serums in December. So hair serums is just really something that takes a long time to use. So, you know, my number didn't go up, but it didn't go down either. 28, hair leave-in conditioner. I was at 5 in January. I remained at 5 in June, and now I'm down to 3 in December. 29, lashes. So I was at 9 in January. I went up to 12 in June. Now I'm down to 5 pairs in December. So 30, hair oils. I was at 4 in January. I was at 5 in June, and now I'm down to 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I'm down to 3. Number 31, hair heat protectant. I was at 3 in January, I was at 1 in June, and I remained at 1 in December. 32, hairspray. I remained at 2 hairsprays through the entire year. January, June, and December, I only have 2 hairsprays. It didn't go up, it didn't go down. Hairspray I don't use very often, but I only use about 2. One for like a stronger hold and one for like a less stronger hold. So, yeah. Hair mousse, category 33. I was at 3 in January. I went down to 2 in June, and I remained at 2 in December. Category 34, a hair curl cream. I only had 1 throughout the entire year. I did not increase in that one at all. And I still have only 1. Number 35, dry shampoo. I was at 7 in January, went down to 4 in June, went up to 6 in December, but that's because I purchased 2 Batiste dry shampoos at Winners the other day, which increased my number to 6. But, you know, dry shampoos is something else that I actually go through quite quickly, because I do go to the gym, and I just find that I can't wash my hair every day, or else my scalp gets super dry and flaky and gross. So, in between washing my hair, I still shower after the gym, I just don't wash my hair all the time. So in between shampoos, I will definitely use my dry shampoo, and I live by that. That is quite a great option for you girls who don't want to wash your hair every single day. Category number 36, body spray. I was at 7. I went down to 5. And now I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was at 5 in June. Now I'm down to 4 in December. Number 37, a hand soap category. I was at 18 in January. I went up to 25 in June, and now I'm down to 14 in December. So at the end, the number dropped significantly, so we're good there. And hand soaps, there's a hand soap in every single one of my bathrooms in this house. In my bathroom, in my parents' bathroom, in the guest bathroom, and there's even one at the kitchen sink. So we go through 4 at a time when they finish all around the same time, so that's pretty easy to go through. Perfume. Okay, so perfume was a big one this year. I was at 17 in January. I went down to 16 in June, and then I went down to 6 in December. The reason I went down by 10 for 6 months is because I had a big stack of perfume that was stored away, and I went to go open up the bottles, and majority of the bottles were all expired. Like, the perfume did not smell the way it used to smell anymore. It didn't give that, you know, scent that it should. It was awful. So I did have to declutter, I think, about 5 of them. So I did have to declutter about 5 of them. They had to go into the garbage, unfortunately. But I did use a lot of perfume up to this year as well. So I'm actually really impressed with that number. Number 39, deodorant. I was at 5 in January. I went down to 2 in June, and then I went back up to 7. Reason is because I went back to the gym, I'm using more deodorant, like a lot more deodorant now, because when you're sweating, you don't want to smell and all that. So because it went up to 7, I'm not really worried, because I use deodorant every day, sometimes twice a day. So that number definitely goes down fast. So here's another big category. Number 40 is palettes. And I want to say eyeshadow palettes. This is a combination of eyeshadow palettes and highlighting palettes. Strictly highlighting and eyeshadow palettes. So I started off at 67 in January. That was a freaking huge. I went down to 59 in June, and I'm down to 44. So I did do quite a big jump. I went down by 24 palettes. I got rid of about that. Some older palettes I had, they were still in good condition, never been touched, maybe swatched once. I actually ended up giving away to friends and family, just because they would get better use out of them than I would. I have so many palettes that I wouldn't be able to give them the love and attention that a lot of my other friends and family could give them. So I did declutter about 24 of them, 23 of them, and they all went to a better home. So I'm actually glad I really did that. Category 41, face serums and oils. Started off at 7, went up to 9 in June, and then my final number is 12. So between serums and oils, I did go up by 12. Like, I did go up by what? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I went up by 5 in the year, but a lot of my face serums and oils are deluxe size samples, so they're not really hard to go through. They're very easy to get through in a decent amount of time. Category 42, eye cream. I went from 7 to 5, and my final number is 3. So I like 3 for eye creams. Eye creams, I like 3. I would be actually really happy with just 1 backup, but 3 is good for me for now. Category 43, face masks. I went from 26 to 22 to 30. I don't know how I went up by 4. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think it has to do with my deluxe size sample masks. I did receive quite a couple deluxe size sample masks in the last 4 months, so that's probably why it did go up by 4. I went down from 26 I went down to 22, so I finished 4, and then from 22 I jumped back up to 30, which is about 8 masks, which makes sense because in the last, I would say, 4 or 5 months I received about 8 deluxe size sample masks. So that's probably where that jump is from. And deluxe size sample masks, within 1 or 2 uses, you finish the product. So that number is easy to bring back down. Not an issue there. Category 44 is my candles. I was at 20 in January. I went down to 17 in June, and I'm now at 9 candles, which is amazing. I have not been under the double digits for candles in a long time. I'm actually really excited about it. So thumbs up there. Category 45, face illuminators. So basically, stuff you mix in with your foundation to make your face glow. I was at 4 in January. I went down to 3 in June, and I remained at 3 in December. So I didn't really move up or down at the second half of the year. 46 category, body scrubs. I was at 4 in January, went down to 3 in June, and I'm still at 3 in December. And my final category for this year is face contour palettes. The face contour palette includes your bronzing powder and any highlighting powder. So but the non-shimmery kind, if you guys know what I mean. So I was at 3 in January. I went to 4 in June, and I remained at 4, which is strange because face contouring. Oh yes, that would make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. I do have 4. So some of these include also the face contour palettes that are duo. So, I do have the Anastasia one, that's the 6 pan, and I also have the Kat Von D one, that's also the 6 pan. Those were included in these numbers, but I also included 2 of my contour palettes that are just duo. So one's a contour, one's a highlighting powder, and I had 2 of those, which made it to 4. Because I did finish my NYX contour palette this year. I completed as much use as I could get out of my NYX contour palette, I used up this year, and I did finish it up, and you will see it in my empties for the month of December. But yeah, that's it. That was my inventory of beauty products / makeup. I know it was a long video, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking through it with me. I really love watching these type of videos to see people's progress from, such a large amount of makeup, trying to condense it down to, a manageable amount. I'm learning a lot in the process of this. I have been doing a lot of decluttering this year. I have decluttered not just my beauty stash, but my clothes. I've decluttered a lot. Shoes. I have decluttered so much, and I'm learning it's a process. I think it's very cleansing for me in particular. I really do appreciate the process. I'm learning that I'm appreciating the process more. I think it is a great way for you to reconnect with yourself. If you guys are having some difficulties like within you that, you feel anxiety all the time, I was just fed up with seeing shit all over the place. I wanted to get rid of stuff. So I started a whole decluttering phase of my life in 2016, and this was part of it. This whole makeup inventory / makeup project panning was part of my decluttering phase, because I did use a crap ton of makeup products and beauty products, but I also gave away a crap ton of beauty products as well. And it felt really good to give them to somebody who would actually, use them and appreciate them more than I would, because, I'd have the same color in a different palette, or, so I was able to get rid of a lot of stuff and give it to someone who really would enjoy it more than me. So, it's a good feeling. It's a great process. I would recommend it for anybody who's feeling in a rut with their collection, that you have so much stuff. I'm still going through the process. I think this is a process that really doesn't go away. You have to keep it up on a day-to-day basis, and you just have to continue with, what's more important in life. And that's what I'm really learning. As much as I love makeup, I adore makeup. I love playing with it, the colors, comparing colors, finding dupes for more expensive products. Skincare has been my life. I adore my skincare routine. I love trying new skincare products. Anything I can find that's more affordable is freaking amazing. But my skincare has been a part of me for now, I would say a good 3 to 4 years now. I think that it's just a process for everyone, depending on what your focus is. And I don't think I will ever get rid of this process in my life. I will always continue on to see what things that I have that's just causing chaos in my life, that if I'm not happy with it, I'm going to want to let it go. And that's what I'm trying to teach myself. If I don't like a product, if I don't, want to give it to somebody else because it's that shitty, I don't need to use it up and, make myself miserable using it because I hate the product. I'd rather just, either give it to somebody who even likes the product, or I would just throw it away. As much as that sounds like it's a waste of money, I find that life is way too short in this life, where I could die tomorrow and I'd be using, that's how I think, that's how I've been thinking right now. I could die tomorrow and I'd be using makeup products that I can't stand just because I want to finish them. So when I die, it's not like I was I would have so many regrets in that sense. So I'm starting to kind of filter out stuff that I don't like in my life, get rid of it, give it away, throw it out, whatever the case may be, and start focusing on things I do really enjoy using, like my Anastasia palettes, my Urban Decay palettes, my Tarte palettes. I love my Tarte palettes. I want to use things that I absolutely love and enjoy using while I'm still alive, And that may sound a little bit overly dramatic, but I come from a family who has had a lot of grief in our family over the last 12 to 13 years, and I'm learning more and more each day that it's just better to live life to your fullest and appreciate the things that you have and appreciate the things that you adore now, rather than saving them for later, if that makes any sense. If you guys know what I mean, thumbs this video up, hit me up a comment down below if you relate. 2016 has been a year of learning a lot of lessons for me, and I'm continuing on to learn them as everybody else would be. So yeah, with that said, I want to thank you so much for sticking through this with me again. I appreciate it. Let me know down below in the comment section if you want to see a 2017 project pan. I probably might do it a little differently next year. Haven't really decided how, and I will let you know when I do. But that will probably be close to the end of January-ish time frame. I'll let you know. But also, do let me know down below if you want to see some sort of project pan for me in the new year. At this point, it is the end of December. We're almost hitting Christmas, and there's 3 days before Christmas. So I am just letting you guys know that when I post this, it'll probably be the first couple weeks of January. And then, that way you guys I already had some pre-planned videos I wanted to kind of get out there for you during the holidays. So with that said, I hope you guys had a great holiday, and thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Take care, everyone. Happy New Year. Bye. Mwah.